The publication of notice. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro. We're going to examine scale form PC 563, subsection A. Scale for State Court Administrative Office, PC for Probate Court. This particular form is used in a very narrow context. As you can see from its number 563 subset A, there is also a form that is PC 563. And that form is used when you're publishing for a hearing for an interested person whose whereabouts may not be known. In this particular case, it's not for the hearing itself, but when there are publication requirements within the probate proceeding, this particular form can be used. We'll work our way through it. With all of these scale forms, they are created by various statutes and court rules. And as you can see from the floating yellow arrow, these statutes here under Michigan's Estates and Protected Individual Code are what give rise to this particular form. There's also some court rules referenced there also. And as you can see, there's quite a bit going on here, and we strongly urge you to be working with a skilled, competent probate lawyer who understands the court rules, the statutes, how to navigate through all of this stuff. This particular form is used in a probate context in which notice is required to a particular person, and you can't give notice by traditional means, either by personally serving them with the matter or by mailing by first-class mail. There are times that those requirements can't be met. Maybe the person is missing, maybe they've died, or maybe they're evading service. So this publication is a process that can be utilized in very specific contexts under the statute and court rules. In the top left corner is the county upon which the matter is handled, and in the top right corner is the case number. As you can see from the top, it says in the matter of. That would reference the name of the estate, the file name that the court is using. And then there's a provision that is like a catch-all. It says to all interested persons, and there's a little asterisk there. We're going to cover that asterisk in a moment. It says whose addresses are unknown and whose interest in the matter may be barred or affected by the following. So we're giving notice to people that are entitled to notice under Michigan law, and we can't give them notice by traditional means. It says take notice. Now, the take notice also has an asterisk, so let's kind of work our way through the asterisks. Towards the bottom of the document, you'll see this note to prepare. It provides that after the notice to all the interested parties, list the name of those who are required to receive notice, but can't be by virtue of the fact that first-class mail or personal service can't be handled or can't be addressed. After that, it says put their names, and for example, if you're using the part of this probate proceeding in an informal process, for example, the notice of intent to request informal appointment of a personal representative, you have to serve by publication a copy of the information that is noticed onto that form, so onto the form. So there are various types of files that aren't even scheduled for hearing, but notice may be required. So I'm giving you one example, which is the notice of informal appointment of a personal representative. There is no hearing scheduled for that. So the publication can be utilized to give notice of that informal appointment of a personal representative. It would be published in the legal news to satisfy the requirement of notice to the interested persons whose whereabouts are unknown. Now again, it's really important that those people who are entitled to notice that their whereabouts are known be given notice the correct way by first-class mail or personal service. The next part is what we just referenced, all the interested persons and those whose whereabouts can't be identified, as well as the petitioner's name and if there's an attorney involved in the proceeding. The below section says how many times that matter is going to be published in the legal news, and again, the specific legal publication that is circulation within the county that would best afford the individual notice that that matter is occurring. and the county. So for example, the legal news, if it was Wayne County, for example, there's a legal news called the Detroit Legal News. Just an example of a publication that could be utilized depending on the circumstances. But it's really important, again, consult with your attorney to make sure that you're publishing in the correct place. The next section says, how many copies are you furnishing of the affidavit of that publication? An affidavit is a sworn statement that is identified or signed by the publication entity, the legal news, that indicates that it was published in the legal news and the number of times, and as well as a copy of the information that was published, so that that information can be attached to the proof of service that would be filed with the probate court. And then any charges or publication charges, who is the responsible party to pay for those expenses? So again, this particular publication of notice is used when there is no hearing, but publication is required. So if there is a hearing, you'd use PC 563. If there's no hearing, 563A. At the Probate Pro, we are passionate about everything probate. If you have questions about this particular form or any probate or trust related issue, visit us at theprobatepro.com or call us at 1-833-PROBATE.